Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much.
Hey, every conservative person in America, here's a fun challenge for you. You can prove to me why I shouldn't generalize and say that that video is representative of pretty much all of you. And all you have to do that is make a video demonstrating that you know what critical race theory is, how it is implemented in schools, specifically at the K through 12 level, and why you think that that is among the most terrifying things that kids can learn today. I'm so excited for this opportunity for us to learn together.
This TikToker has issued a challenge to all the right-wingers out there who are afraid of critical race theory. And I have to say, it's a pretty brilliant tactic. You see, Republicans across the country have been terrified of critical race theory being taught in schools. It has weirdly become like the defining issue of like the past year. The only problem is that critical race theory is not being taught at schools. And this is where I think even a lot of people who are very well-meaning on the left have a misunderstanding where people tend to say, oh, critical race theory is just accurate history. But like, critical race theory isn't just accurate history, right? Critical race theory is a graduate level program that is given to students who are studying for a law degree. And it is for specifically analyzing the impact of what are called race-blind laws, right? So even though a law doesn't explicitly mention race, it can still have very racist impacts. Critical race theory is about analyzing new laws under that system and methodology. Dr. Rashad Ritchie, who you can catch on Indisputable on weekdays, is very well versed in this subject and has regular conversations about this issue. These Republicans are running around claiming that students are being taught that they're evil because they're white. But that is not a thing that is happening in any school. Like, let's be very, very clear. That's not happening.
You don't want critical race theory taught in your schools to your children. Is that why you want to recall these 6 school board members?
So yes, I don't want critical theory, not just critical race theory, but critical theory taught in our classrooms.
What is happening is people are starting to learn, mostly by the internet, mind you, right? Most of what people are learning, let's be real, about the United States racist history is happening on the internet. It turns out public schools around the United States are still fundamentally inadequate in their teaching about how truly gratuitously evil and racist the United States has been throughout its history, and how racism is like a giant factor of the United States today. Most of what these parents are upset about are random things that kids are learning on the internet that are factually correct. Like the fact that sundown towns peaked in like the 70s and 80s. Which, if you think about it for a minute, it kind of makes you realize why some of these older folks might be terrified of the idea of facts about United States history being taught. I mean, if sundown towns reached their peak in the 70s and 80s, it goes without saying that there are a lot of people that were alive then that are still alive now and maybe would find it very uncomfortable if their grandchildren asked them what they were up to so many decades ago. But, you know, that's just a hunch. Because the real deal is that these Republicans don't know what critical race theory is. All they know is that they are terrified of the fact that their children might learn that racism is bad. And if their children learn that racism is bad, well then goodness gracious, their children might be upset with them for being racist. I, for one, am pretty excited to see what videos right-wingers put together to try to respond to this. I really want to see what they think critical race theory is when they're forced to sit down and explain it. But odds are, no such video will ever exist because I'm pretty sure that even these right-wingers know that they don't understand what critical race theory is.